What's up, family? I'm no chef, but I be cooking, and today I'm going to be showing you my plant-based / vegan must-haves that you got to have in your crib. So if you in the starting stages of a plant-based journey, or if you're thinking about transitioning into a vegan lifestyle, hopefully this video can give you some insights, some ideas, and some of the basics that you should always keep in your fridge and in your pantry. But before we get into that, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so y'all can get all my content as soon as it drops. Now, first thing first, as a plant-based eater, as a vegan, of course, you have to have your fruits and your veggies. I eat multiple fruits every day. They're packed with fiber, they're packed with vitamins, they're good for you. And it helps to curb that sweet tooth that a lot of us have. I definitely have a sweet tooth. I love chocolate, but oftentimes when I feel like I want a snack, instead of getting a snack that's packed with carbs, that's packed with sugar, I opt for eating a fruit to hold me over until it's time for me to have my sweet snack. So right now, it changes with the time. It just depends on what I'm feeling. Right now, I'm big on apples. I love an apple. You know what they say, an apple a day keep the doctors away. Lately, I've been on the mandarin orange kick. They're just so good, so quick and easy to eat, and I love them. Always gotta have a banana. I usually eat a banana either after a workout or before a workout, or any time in the day that I feel like I need a little energy boost. I eat a banana and normally kicks in right away. And I got a mango just to switch it up. Another thing we have, I always keep onions in my house just because onions and peppers, either red or green. Red and green are my favorite. Red onions packed with antioxidants. These are packed with vitamin C, and they just elevate every dish in my opinion. It's rarely a time that I cook a meal that I don't either use an onion or peppers or both. I love using them to add flavors to the dishes. They're healthy and they just good, man. Another thing you want to make sure you do is eat a load of vegetables packed with fiber. You want things that's actually adding nutrition and energy to your body. I'm big on energy. I have 2 kids. I have a wife, run a business, so I need all the energy I can. Lately, I've been on a broccoli kick, and I get it. It's hard to cook every day. You can get lazy, or you just tired, don't feel like doing it. So what I do is I like to cook a whole bunch of broccoli. What I like, how I eat mine is I roast it in the oven with oil and salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And I'll just put that in a container in the fridge. So every time I have a meal I want to eat, if I want to get my veggies in, I can just put some broccoli on the side of that. And that's the way I make sure I'm getting my veggies in, with at least 2 meals a day. Leafy greens are always good. I've been on a collard green kick my whole life. So whenever I feel like I ain't had them in a minute or I have a taste for them, I buy them. I cook them the Southern way, you know, in a pot with some broth, some seasonings. You know how we do. And I cook them that way, and I put those in the fridge also to eat on the side of whatever meals I have prepared for the week or I'm going to prepare for the week. Mushrooms. Mushrooms I use as like a meat replacement. They're very meaty. The texture is very similar to meat. So whenever I'm craving something meaty, I opt for using mushrooms. I use them in pastas. I fry them as if they were chicken. I roast them in the oven. With anything you can think of to use them for, you can use them for. You got to stay with mushroom. This one specifically is the trumpet mushrooms. I like using these. I like using lion's mane mushroom. I like using oyster mushrooms, or you can just opt for the portobello mushrooms or the white button mushrooms. Anything will work. Add them to your dishes. I'm pretty sure they'll elevate them. If you like mushrooms, that's just me. Another thing I keep in my house is sweet potatoes. It's a good carb. It helps you feel full, and they're just good, man. I like to roast mine in the oven most of the time. I'll make fries out of them. Just depends on what I'm feeling. Use them a lot of times in my curry recipes. So, as well as a regular potato, I like to cut these up into fry sizes and bake them in the oven and get them crispy. I'm a big fry guy. I could eat fries every day. I'm trying to stay away from that because I'm trying to get in the best shape of my life. But whenever I have a taste for them, I either use them for mashed potatoes or I make fries in the oven. Okay, get our fruits and our veggies out of the way. Next thing I want to go to is when I went to the plant-based lifestyle. I love coffee and I wanted to stay away from coffee and get something healthier, get away from all that caffeine. So I opt for this mushroom coffee. It's an instant coffee. It's like $10. I get it from Kroger. It does have a little bit of real coffee in it, but it's packed with mushrooms. It has, let's see, it has chaga, lion's mane, reishi, cordyceps, maitake, shiitake, and turkey tail in it. And you just put like a teaspoon in a cup with some hot water, about a cup of hot water, and you have your coffee. Do your research on mushrooms and mushroom extract. They're really good for you. So I still get my taste of coffee and I know it's good for me at the same time. So I stay with my mushroom coffee. I'm telling you, try it out. You won't be disappointed. And if I'm going to drink coffee, I have to have my plant-based creamer. Find you a good plant-based creamer if you love drinking coffee. There's plenty out there. This is just my favorite. I use the French vanilla creamer by Planet Oat. It's delicious. I stopped using sugar in my coffee a long time ago. All you need is a little bit of this in your coffee. It's sweet enough and it's good. Want to be a plant-based lifestyle? You use butter. They have good plant-based butter options out there. I use Miyoko's as well, but right now this is what I have in my house, the Earth Balance brand of butter. It tastes like real butter and it's good. So if you want to cook with butter, get you a plant-based version. Earth Balance is my recommendation. That's the one I use. Hey. The thing I use a lot is chickpea flour. I use them as a binder in my veggie burgers. I use them to make vegan eggs. And anything you use flour for, regularly baking, you can use chickpea flour for. It's grain-free, it's gluten-free. I'm not the one that typically cares about if I'm eating gluten at all, but if you are, I know a lot of people in my comment section are big on not eating gluten. This is an option for you. And it's chickpea flour, so it's got a little bit more protein than regular flour. Another flour that you can use if you're staying away from gluten and you're staying away from grains is cassava flour. This is a bit expensive, but I use this for baking. You use it in cookies, for cookies, brownies, cakes, whatever you bake, or you can just a natural replacement for flour. Anything you use flour for, you can use this cassava flour for, and chickpea flour. I ain't been eating bread like that lately. Like I said, I'm trying to get in the best shape of my life and cut these rolls off my side, my love handles, and chip away at the fat on my stomach. So I'm kind of staying away from carbs. But if I was going to eat bread, it would be Dave's Killer Bread. These are buns. They're good for you. And they're plant-based. They don't use eggs or dairy. They're vegan. So get you a good bread. This one is the 21 whole grain bread. And I love it. It tastes really good. Another must-have is nutritional yeast. If you're looking to add, my bad, stuff is falling. If you're looking to add a cheesy flavor to your dishes like pastas, or really just whatever you want to add it to, it gives it a cheesy flavor. A lot of foods don't contain vitamin B12. A lot of people get that from meat. So this is an excellent source of vitamin B12. It's really good for you. Another thing I stay with lentils in my house. You can make veggie burgers with these. You can make meatballs with these, or you can just cook them and eat them as is. I love lentils and I love beans. So I'm always going to have lentils in my crib because they're good and they're good for you. Another source of protein that you can add to your list. And since I talked about lentils, I'm going to talk about black beans. I love black beans. I use these in tacos, use these in quesadillas. I just cook them as is and eat them on the side in my homemade Chipotle bowls. Make refried beans. It's endless. And it's another source of protein as a plant-based eater. And since I talked about that, I'm going to talk about chickpeas. Another source of protein. They're super versatile. I use them, mash them up and use them in my veggie burgers. Use them in a lot of my curry recipes. And you can just cook these up too, season them up real good, get them soft, and eat them on the side or whatever. Goodness gracious, stuff keep about to fall. Okay. Next thing on the list, vegan mayo. This is my favorite. It's by Follow Your Heart. I opt for, they have a soy one as well, but I'm using the one they use avocado oil with. It's good. It tastes like normal mayo. Use it on sandwiches and to make sauces. Another thing I stay with in my house is coconut sugar. I don't use white sugar at all. I try to stay away from that. This has a lower glycemic index. It's better for you, and it's derived naturally from coconuts. So if you need something to sweeten your coffees, to use in baking, this is a better option. Since we're on the topic of sweeteners, dates, take this off the bottom, is another thing that I use as a sweetener. Now you can make date paste with these, and you can use that paste as your sweetener in coffee and tea while baking, or anything you actually need a sweetener for. You can use dates for. They're packed with fiber. They're really good for you. So it's really no downside of using dates as your sweetener. And it's my go-to for my homemade milk that I make. Speaking of that, we have almonds and we have cashews. You can use these to make homemade milk. You can just eat them as is for a healthy snack. But I usually buy these to make my homemade almond milk. I have an almond cow, but you can use a blender, add some almonds. You can soak them or not soak them. It will work either way. Add some water, add some dates, a little bit of salt, some vanilla extract. Then blend them up until smooth. Strain them. You have some homemade milk. So if you're big on milk, and that's a hard thing to give up, I would opt for almond milk. A lot of people like oat milk. I'm not opposed to either or, but almond milk is my favorite. Cashew milk is really good as well. And it tends to be creamier. So try this. Try all these nuts out to make milk and see which one is your favorite. Another thing I like to keep is chia seeds. They're packed with omega-3s. Another source of protein. They're packed with protein. And I add them to oatmeal. You can add them to vegan yogurt. I add them to my pancake batter just as another source of protein and fiber. Can't go wrong with them, man. I'm always looking for things that can give me some extra protein because I'm trying to bulk up right now. Okay. Of course, we need our oil to cook or to make vinaigrettes, and the only ones I use is avocado oil and olive oil. Now, it's better to find the avocado oil that is in glass because, to stay away from the microplastics. But right now I've been using this Graza. It's really good. And I've been using the Chosen Foods avocado oil. This is high smoke point. So if you're baking something in the oven at really high temperatures, frying something, opt for this one. If you're not cooking it at that high of a temperature, use olive oil. The only ones I use. Stay away from vegetable oil. And stay away from seed oils. Do your own research. I've done mine. I suggest stay away from them. Another thing I use is liquid smoke. Now, anything you want to add a smoky flavor to, I use this in my greens. I use this in my carrot hot dog recipes. Anything you need to add like a smokiness to, this is what I opt for. Next thing I keep in my house is cocoa aminos. This is like soy sauce. It's a healthier replacement if you're not into using soy. And I use this in sauces, use this in marinades to marinate my mushrooms or marinate some tofu. And yeah, it just adds flavor to everything you use it with. You gotta keep walnuts. I use these I mix these with mushrooms and I make a homemade vegan plant-based ground meat. Use it in tacos. You can use it in spaghetti. So that's why I keep walnuts. Like I said, you can also eat them as is. It's a healthy snack, but I usually use these to make my plant-based meat. Let's see. Only a couple things left. I have jackfruit and I have hearts of palm. If you're craving something meaty, the texture of jackfruit is very similar to meat if you cook it the right way. So I would say it's close to chicken, and you can use it to make like a pot roast. So this is a plant-based meat alternative. You can get it really close to tasting like and having the texture of meat. Hearts of palm, I use this to replicate like a vegan fish. You can cut them, kind of replicate shrimp too, but I flatten them out and I batter them up as if it was some fish. And it's really good if you cook it the right way. Just try it out for yourself. All this stuff can be an acquired taste, but if you're looking for something similar because you're so used to eating certain foods, this is your fish alternative. Another thing I keep is pink Himalayan salt. I don't use regular table salt. This has a lot of extra minerals. It's better for you. And to be honest, it just looks cool. So I use this Himalayan pink salt anytime I need to use salt in my recipes and season up my food. And the last thing on my list is this skinny pop for a snack. I'm a big snacker, and I can put myself over the caloric deficit that I'm trying to maintain. So whenever I need a quick snack, I eat popcorn. You can eat quite a bit, and it's not a lot of calories. So that's why I use this. And I just love popcorn. So if you're into popcorn and you're looking for a healthy snack, I would opt for the skinny pop. It's really good. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I probably missed some things. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. And if I feel like I missed something or I think of something, I'll add that to my description and or make another video, man. But I thank y'all for watching this video. I hope this helps. I want this to be engaging. So please, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I try to answer as many as I can. I love y'all for always supporting me. Thank you for watching.